Probably need more soap, I would say then. You think?
No.
There's a lot of soap in there.
Everything still works.
Like to come in, pup? Yeah, every time we go out on a walk, we should collect a bunch of twigs in a backpack, even just for instead of cutting up our good firewood, splitting it up. So you can actually see the sauna section.
See the what?
The sauna section. The snow is way more melted, which I expected.
Oh, really?
There's actually coals in here still from last night. She's a runner.
Okay, shall we?
Surf?
Yep.
A spoon.
We're doing this on the spoon.
Yeah. You ever seen me do that?
But you're eating big pasta.
Where's my knife?
You might want it today.
All I wanted to do was be in the forest, like in the Canadian wilderness. That's the difference. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is it?
Mystery.
It's really good, actually.
Thank you.
Spoiled girls.
Paw? Paw? Thank you.
Good morning. Well, as you can see, it's snowing again. I've had a rough few days of weather here. Got really warm, 6 degrees Celsius and rain, and then that turned to freezing rain for like a day and a half, and then we got a lot of snow, about a foot, and it's still coming down actually. So the conditions, and a ton of wind actually too. So we got a lot of drifting, really deep spots. So it's been tough getting around. But when I let Kelly out this morning, she comes back to the cabin with this. I had no idea what it was at first, well, until I got it off of her. It's deer hair. So what's happening, I guess, with this weather change is that, first of all, I've had a lot less snow than normal, a lot warmer so far this winter. So the deer that normally move into the yard, I think a lot of them were staying back into their typical or their normal home range. And now with this this weather, this change in weather, it's triggered them to head back up to the yard if they had left it or they hadn't been there yet. Yards are great big areas of favorable habitat for winter habitat, so where there's food and shelter, the deer really congregate in those areas. So there can be thousands of deer all in one area and then none in most of the rest of the surrounding province. So anyway, what's happening is that they funnel through near the cabin. Was this heavy trail, I'll show it to you just off to my right here. Heavy deer trail, and then a dead deer on that trail, and a whole bunch of I guess they're wolf tracks. It's hard to tell because a lot of snow is coming down, and she started running around them too. But there's some clear fox tracks as well, and I'm sure there's going to be some other animals on that. So that looks like it probably, by the amount of food or meat that's gone from the deer, I imagine it happened probably in the middle of the night because not that much gone. And I'm not sure that the wolves didn't take that deer down and continue on and keep hunting because they didn't consume that deer. Typically when wolves take a deer down, they sit on that and they eat it, devour it, like in one night I've seen them do that. So it could be that they killed it or injured it, it moved on, and then something else came to feed on it, like this fox that like I said, there's fox tracks there. So anyway, what I'm going to do is put out a couple of trail cameras and see if I can see exactly what's feeding on it. I think with the amount of activity, Callie and my wife and I walking around and our scent near the cabin, I would imagine the wolves are probably not going to come back and feed on it, and all the other predators. What's typical? Probably marten, fisher, and fox for sure. That's probably all that's going to feed on it. That'll be evening, and then during the day I'm sure the ravens and maybe bald eagle will find it as well. Ravens, blue jays, maybe the odd gray jay. Anyway, I'm going to put the trail cameras out. I'll put two out from two different angles and see what we see. So hopefully the rest of this video is showing you some of the footage from that. Ironically, this is exactly where a deer was taken down, about probably 50 yards from where a deer was taken down at this time last year as well. And this is some of the footage from that. I found it because a bald eagle flew off of that during the day, and then a bunch of ravens and fox came in and fed on it until it was gone pretty quickly, actually. So let's see what we capture on the trail cameras. Some of the animals are going to, well, they're all, not the birds necessarily, but the animals are going to smell this and want to avoid it. Or they'll be curious and come right up to the camera and smell it. If it was a bear, it would tear the camera off the tree likely. Callie, don't. Wolves will be nervous, and it might even, like I said, scare them right out of here. If that's the case, they're all we're going to catch is probably fox and maybe birds. Maybe marten or fisher, there's lots of them around. Callie, get out of there, pup. I think she's all excited because of all the activity here. There's deer tracks running all through here. I don't know if I can show you, but basically when they're running, they bound. So it's a set of 4 prints right here, and the next one's like 10 feet up. So they're running through here, and there's several different spots like that where they're running. So the wolves must have pushed them up out of the valley here, up across this hemlock ridge and up and over, and took that one down there. Like I said, I think they probably hamstrung that one by the looks of it. So they grab it by the haunch and pull it down, or at least injure it so it can't run, and then it probably died there, and they probably kept going and killed another deer further down the valley, or down over the ridge or something. I'm gonna take a look around, see if I can find something else, but pretty interesting. This is Canada. This is harsh nature. This is what happens in the winter. This is when the wolf pack really feeds at this time of year, when the deer are more vulnerable. So I talked about the weather with that freezing rain and ice pellets and everything before the snow came. What happens is the little bit of snow that was on the ground before the ice, that gets a hard crust on it, and then you get all this snow on top. So what happens often is that the bigger animals, that are especially the hoofed animals, they tend to break through that crust, and then the dogs, the canines, and some of the other animals, the cats, they can stay on top of that snow, so they can run fine, and the deer can't, the prey can't. So they end up having an easy time killing food at this time of year. So they do really well, and then much more difficult to catch game in the summertime for them. So that's what's happening. There'll be a lot of winter kill, mostly away from the cabin. It's unusual that they're still right here by the cabin this time of year, but it did happen again last year as well. So who knows, maybe it is a pattern. I've only been here for 3 years. Interesting. I really find this stuff interesting. Yeah, I'm going to keep looking around, follow these deer trails, and see if I can find evidence of exactly how many wolves, if that's what it was, or whether it was coyotes or what it was. Anyway, that's life.